Welcome to CVR News Network and you're watching CVR English. As we all know, India's Soft 2024 has been a thumping, victorious expo that was held in Delhi in January 2024 and CVR English has been the media partner for that. Coming up, we will be having a Jubilee edition of India Soft Expo in March 2025. And to speak more about that expo, we are having Mr. Sandeep Narula, the ESC Chairman, Global Outreach and Immediate Past Chairman of Electronics and Computer Software Export, and Mr. Gurmeet Singh, Executive Director of Electronics and Computer Software Export Promotion Council, India. And moreover that, we are having Chile Ambassador to India, Mr. Juan Angulo, and it's a very much special moment in welcoming an ambassador to India to our program. Mr. Yuan, we'll start the program with this, and also good afternoon Mr. Sandeep Narula and Mr. Gurmeet Singh. Very happy to see all of you together, sir, and we are very happy in conducting this particular program. We'll start with Mr. Yuan. Sir, first of all, very much warm welcome to CVR English, and we are very happy to have you. And can you brief us about the increasing trade between India and Chile, and what are your further anticipations?
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for having me today. There are many things that we could talk about increasing trade between Chile and India. And I would like just to mention that the potential is the current bilateral trade is below potential. That is our feeling. We have had last year a little less than $3 billion as a trade between our two countries, with 1.5 and 1.5 on each side, so it's more or less equilibrated. And we have been experiencing growth of an average of 4.5% in the last years, since 2020 until 2024. So it has been increasing in the last years, but of course below the potential. We are exporting mainly half of our exports are mineral products, and the other half is between agro-food products and some other manufacturing products. For our side, we are buying half of the 1.5 billion will be more or less on Mahindra products, cars basically, and the rest is differentiated on parts and pieces of equipment and some other materials, some pharmaceuticals as well. We hope that we will continue our commitment with sectoral actors like the export software promotion of India in terms of increasing our knowledge and see which are the possibilities for having foster trade. We are thinking in development of joint ventures, for instance, joint projects between companies from both countries. In the tech sector, it's very clear that we could do it. We are also supporting that. We are also having some contacts at governmental level through the embassy with different entities in the Indian government to see either in agricultural, either in mineral, either in IT sectors, in pharmaceuticals, to see how we could improve our trade and especially also mutual understanding, knowledge of what we are able to do, what we are opportunities in both sides. In the past, we have had seminars, video webinars, visits with sectoral visits, and we will hope that we will continue on that. We can identify areas like fintech, for instance, clean energy, developing digital infrastructure, and all of what it is linked to startups. That is also something that we could try to foster.
All right, Mr. Angulo, as a commoner, if we see India and Chile, both are having a very vast coastline, but what is the thing is India and Chile are exactly opposite to the globe. So as a commoner, I would like to ask you that what are the plus and minus in this regard, and how do you think are the mutual business can
Sorry,
grow, overcoming
I
this?
am having trouble to understand. Sorry, sir, could you repeat? I am having trouble to understand what you're saying.
Am I
Sorry.
audible to you now, sir?
Yes, please, because I am having
Actually,
trouble to.
audio is not very clear, so that is the problem.
Yes, yeah, it's not very clear. So sorry.
Is it clear now, sir?
Please go ahead with the question.
All right, sir. Sir, India and Chile are having one common factor with a huge coastline, but they are almost a hemisphere apart. They are exactly opposite to the globe. If as a commoner, I would like to ask, in this particular condition, overcoming the negativities and taking the advantage of the positives, how do you think the mutual business can grow?
Sorry, could you repeat a little slower, please? Because I really don't understand you.
Sir, India and Chile are exactly opposite in the globe, sir. As a commoner, I would like to ask, how do you think this can be overcome and grow in the mutual business?
To overcome distance.
The distance, yes, exactly.
Sorry, to understand to overcome distance and
Yeah, because the Chile is very far from India, right? That's what I'm asking. Trade.
If I understand, the question is to overcome distance.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Well, this is a difficult problem. We need to do better, to do more on this. Distance includes also logistics, and it's difficult for us sometimes to reach India and for India products to reach Chile. We need to create ways to facilitate the communications and also the transit times. We have been trying to develop that we call a strategy to increase the logistics because we are so far away, and there are ways to do it. Maybe trying to find a direct shipping line, for instance, or to try to increase the volumes so per unit it will be cheaper to freight by air, or using combined, for instance, one shipping line to some port near India, where the shipments can be transported into air and then reduce the time. Same way for products going from India to Chile. Maybe in the future you will send mangoes or basmati rice or some other products, and then you will have also the need to have a direct shipping line. I am thinking that if the market is there, we will have this possibility of facilitating, increasing the reducing the costs and reducing the time of the transportation from one product to another. Of course, these kind of things will apply less in services or IT, where of course you have no borders. You don't have to physically transport any product, because it's just a click. You will send a product, or you can be very close. But for machinery, cars, fruits coming from one country to another, it is really a challenge, and we need to work more on this, definitely.
All right, Mr. Angelo. Over in this present scenario, would it be advantageous to Chile in inviting the Indians?
Yes. Well, we have several advantages. We have a lot of things to offer. In fact, to offer to India. We have very good ratings. All our indexes is in doing business, transparency, low corruption, digitalization, penetration of internet, many of those. That Chile is one country which is developing and showing the way in a way to other countries in the region. We are becoming a hub in technology and innovation, and we have very good infrastructure. And a couple of things that are also apart from the development itself of the country is that we have a lot of we are I think one of the countries with the most treaties, commercial treaties and agreements with other countries in the world. So in particular with the region in Latin America, but also to the United States, also to Mexico and Canada. So we consider as if you are doing business or selling or trying to create something with our country, in fact, you are not reaching the market in not only the market in Chile, but also you have the doors, a gateway for other countries in the region, which is also interesting in terms of investment and using the facilities that we have had through these agreements. In those agreements, for instance, there is something called aggregation of origin. That means that if you have some percentage of the production done in Chile, the product will be a Chilean product and we enjoy all the less tariffs that we have been negotiating in all these agreements. That is an interest for countries far away that would like to enter into those interested markets. We have, of course, also with the European Union agreements with some other parts in Asia. But in particular, in our region, in our part of the world, we will see ourselves as a great gateway for the whole region. And please, you have to consider also that Latin America is a huge region with a lot of resources. Majority of countries are middle income countries, so it is of interest for India to use all these agreements that we have signed with the region.
Okay. Sir, what are your government anticipations from India, and do your government have any plan for the mutual development? So this can be answered by you as an ambassador. What are the steps that are going to take place to ease the business development opportunities or whatever related to the citizens' permanent residencies and all that, sir? Am I audible,
The
sir?
mutual development is something that we are
Ease of
fostering,
doing business mechanisms and residency opportunities for the Indians, if at all you invite to your country.
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
Sir, what are the steps that your government is going to take to simplify the business opportunities, ease of doing business between the two countries, and regarding the residential opportunities if you invite Indians to your country?
Yes, of course. No. On the fostering mutual development, we are now in contact with India to increase, ameliorate our preferential trade agreement we have with in between our two countries, to include more goods, to include more areas, and going from a PTA to a FTA or a CIPA, which is will include services, for instance, will include movement of people, or will include something on investment. All these conversations are aimed to increase the mutual development of our two countries. We also think that yes, it would be a good idea for India to go more, to Indians to go more. In that, I would like to highlight the effort that SCC India is doing in opening one branch there in Chile to get from first-hand information and the knowledge of the market. These kind of activities are very useful to proceed. And from our side, we are incrementing the visits of high-level officials and delegations and trade people and representatives of the private sector in a combined way, public sector. I can mention just that we had recently the visit of our Chancellor, Minister of Foreign Affairs, with the Minister of Agriculture. They were here 3 weeks ago with a huge delegation of heads of branches, not only companies, but the heads of, for instance, Chilean producers of kiwis, Chilean producers of wine, or the cinema producers. All these were aimed to provoke Indian businessmen to see what Chile has to offer we produce an event in Delhi and in Mumbai called Chile Summit India 2024, and we would like to repeat that. It was a high-level public-private event, just to bring together both sides, Indian and Chilean entrepreneurs, business people, entrepreneurs, stakeholders in different areas, to see what would be the best ways to increase the trade and connection and services, etc. We think there is a lot of opportunities in that.
Right.
In the agricultural sector, for instance, we are totally complementary and not competitors with India. So we can bring our products here when you don't have production, local production, that will benefit the consumer. And we will arrive with good price and good quality. Otherwise, on the same way, but on the Chile side, for instance, we don't have, I don't know, products like mango, other tropical products that could be of interest in the market. That would be a good reception, and could increase also your exports on those products.
All right.
So we are hoping that these high-level visits will continue. Next year, I can mention that we are planning the visit of our president in the month of March, second half of March. That will also foster, when the presidents are coming, many pending issues are solved sometimes, and also people are interested in what they have, but the president will have to say, and in terms of goods, but also investments.
Okay. Mr. Juan Angulo, one thing I would like to ask that Chile is the first country from South America to open the business relationships with India way back in 1956. But in these years, almost 60 years, our leaders are hardly meeting, and when compared to India and Chile, rest of the countries, trade has grown. So how are you going to overtake this particular thing, sir?
Well, it is true. It is true that we have had very few visits of high-level visits in our region and in India. We came first time the president came was Mr. Lagos in 2005, and then President Michel Bachelet came in 2009. We are planning, as I mentioned, the visit of our president, Gabriel Boric, for the month of March. That will be the third visit of a head of state, head of government from Chile to India. But from India's side, I could say that we have had also not that many visits. The last time that we had the privilege to have a Prime Minister of India was in 1968. That is more than 50 years ago, and it's a long time. We think that we have also, of course, President Patel in 2008, and then we had President Kovind in 2019, which is very good. But at level of Prime Minister, it's a long time that we haven't had. And I think even a level of Minister of Foreign Affairs, we have not had visit recently in the last decades from India. So yes, we have a lot of work to do, put together agendas, because the political interest is there, but sometimes commercial interest is coming before the political, or sometimes one helps the other. Regardless of what should be first or not, I think we have a lot of potential to make even more robust the bilateral relations. I must mention that we have a very good political synchrony with India. We share a lot of values in common, and these foreign office consultations of joint commission that we have had recently are proof of that. We share also this interest of countries in the better representation of the global institutions. I'm talking about the reform of the United Nations. to make it more accountable, more predictable, more efficient, etc. So we are in the same page, and we consider also from our side that India should be represented as a member, of a permanent member of the Security Council, because that is a better representation of what the world is today, and not that of what the world was 75 years ago when the United Nations was created. So there is a lot of commonalities and points in that we need to continue work, and visits will come. We are planning also a possible visit of our Minister of Commerce by the end of the year, and of course we will be very delighted if Prime Minister Modi will come to Chile, or Minister of Foreign Affairs Subramanian Jaishankar will come to our country. But still, we will continue working with high-level visits on this.
Thank you, Mr. Yuan. We will be shifting for a small time to Mr. Sandeep Narula.
Sorry,
Mr. Sandeep Narula, very happy to have you, sir. This is the second time I'm speaking with you, and I'm feeling very happy personally. Mr. Narula, first of all, congratulations for conducting a successful India Soft Expo in January, and in your next expo will be a Jubilee Expo next year. And how are you welcoming, as we are having Chile ambassador in our midst? I would like to open with this question. How are you welcoming, and what are your anticipations from Chile as a country to India Soft?
Well, thank you for inviting us here. I'm glad that India is making new records as far as the growth, overall economic growth is concerned, and especially the IT and ITS is concerned. And we see that India Soft is one of the greatest tool in the hands of our council, our industry, which has played really well. And you'll be glad that in 2025, this will be the 25th edition of India Soft. And India Soft has been a strong force in getting our industry reach to the world, and world reach to our industry. This is such a powerful show, and we expect that about 70 countries would be here in India Soft in March 2025.
Yes.
Apart from our strong industry participants would be displaying latest technology, products, services from their fold. I believe that we are in the progress mode, having already crossed exports of $200 billion of IT ITS, and also progressing well on the electronic hardware side. I assume that this show, along with other activities initiated by Government of India under the able leadership of Shri Narendra Modi, is bringing our industry on the path, and there's nothing to stop us from becoming the global capital, especially on IT ITS radar.
We have lost the audio, sir. I accept my apology. Sir, we have to take a short break over here. We'll get back to you. Let's take a short break and we'll get back to Mr. Yuan, Ambassador of Chile, Mr. Gurmeet Singh, and Mr. Sandeep Narula. Please stay tuned, sir. Welcome back to the show as we are discussing about the upcoming India Expo 2025. We would like to continue with Mr. Sandeep, the ESC chairman and the immediate past chairman of Electronics and Computer Software Expert. Sir, welcome back to the show. Sir, you were telling about the upcoming event, the Jubilee edition of India Expo 2025. Would you like to tell us what are the new company launching and who would be the chief guest? And we were talking to Chile ambassador also. What's the participation of Chile in that event, sir?
Lot of exciting new launches are expected in the next edition of India Soft 2025, and good to say that the launches are covering the whole technology domain, India is leading in terms of AI penetration. So a lot of our companies have brought very unique solutions for AI in the different vertical of the economy. And apart from that, the important milestone that Indian companies are achieving are on the electronic hardware side, where we are seeing that a lot of edge computing solutions have been planned to be launched in the next edition of IndiaSoft. Talking of India and Chile, ESC and Chile have been progressing in terms of enhancing the bilateral businesses, bilateral trade between India and Chile. And ESC has also taken the initiative of starting its office in Chile. Chile remain one of the strongest contingent in terms of participation in the IndiaSoft 2025. In fact, if we go back to the history, we are seeing that a lot of Chile companies and Indian companies have signed MOU, have started business, and they are doing really good. So we expect this journey to continue and will further strengthen the relationship between the two countries. We are seeing a very large contingent, large delegation of companies from Chile coming to IndiaSoft in next edition.
All right, sir. Who could be the guest for the India Expo Jubilee edition, and how it's going to be separate from the previous expos?
Well, each year is a new. I mean, in terms of the show, it brings new dimensions each of the year. We are seeing that latest trend are towards the technological penetration, especially from the AI perspective. So our companies are really focusing on this. And talking of the changes, we are seeing that technology is ever evolving. So in terms of software development also, our companies are gradually shifting from services to products. We have our own strength in terms of cyber security, and some of the unique solutions in cyber security are coming to be introduced in the new edition of IndiaSoft. So, I mean, the overall objective of India story is to work together. No, we are looking at world market not from the point of view of selling our products. The new thing that we are doing in this show, that we have invited companies from world over to come and exhibit their products and solutions. So effectively, I am saying that we have opened the door to the show where the companies from world over can come and showcase their products and services. So they take India as a market while we take global market as our market. So in fact, we are removing the boundaries, and we are trying to open up the market in such a way that our companies, world over companies, can participate, can work together, can join hands, can go in for joint venture, license manufacturing, can do partnership. So this is something very, very unique and very new. We are not keeping anything restrictive. We have opened up the show for the world.
All right. Mr. Gurmeet Singh.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Thanks a lot, and we are very fortunate to have you on our show. Sir, for the new viewers, can you brief us little about the importance of the expo like IndiaSoft, and what's its contribution, and how serious government of India is taking this particular expo, and what is the support that you are getting from the government of India? Can you brief up a little about the IndiaSoft and its growing role in the GDP also?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Basically, if in particular, if you let me, if you ask me, IndiaSoft have totally evolved as a global, platform, which actually, inviting global companies coming together and making a meaningful engagement. Particularly for the last year during the chairmanship of our Mr. Sandeep Narula, we have, he being from the industry, he was a regular participant, and we have a couple of, industries engagements where we consulted, and we, just for the, we came forward consulted the industry how we can make it more engaging and more meaningful. And I'm so happy that our such efforts have bring IndiaSoft to a level wherein the companies have queued up, just not from India, but globally, to be a part of this very exciting platform. So IndiaSoft, as you know, was hosted by ESC since 2001. It stands today as a premier global networking event in the international IT landscape. It offers you a global networking, which none other, I would say, exhibition or any platform provides you. And with the support of government of India, we have, over 80 countries covered.
Okay.
And it provides you invaluable networking opportunities, bridging connection across continents, and it's a place where tech giants, industry leaders, and users worldwide come together to showcase their software and technology prowess on a global stage. Other than that, we do promote a special curated B2B meets, which is the basic essence of our platform. And IndiaSoft, it cultivates business alliances by allowing industry leaders to engage with potential buyers from around the world. So I think it's a stellar platform for both domestic and international participants to explore collaboration and opportunities. That's why we call this business beyond boundaries.
Okay.
So if you talk about the innovation showcase, both Indian and global companies can introduce new and innovative technologies. As you just, our chairman just briefed you about the global launches.
Okay.
This is new and innovative technologies not only to the Indian market but also to a diverse global audience under a single roof. So it's a chance to demonstrate cutting edge solutions and gain visibility over IndiaSoft. And on the other thing, last year onwards, we created a very curated, very well curated knowledge sessions, which is covering emerging markets, the market trends, the innovations, the best practices, and challenges facing the IT sector. And we received a very positive feedback, and the participants gain insights to navigate the market landscape more effectively. And last but not the least, the startup showcase was one another attraction of IndiaSoft. And last time we have a very innovative over 250 startups, and we provided a very ideal platform to these startups to connect with venture capitalists, angel investors, and funding agencies. And not only just that, which I think most of the agencies are doing. Additionally, we provided them a platform to collaborate with the foreign buyers. So some of these startups have really an excellent opportunity to scale up, to expand their horizons in the global shores. So this particular activity provided them an opportunity to connect with the foreign buyers and look at the export markets gradually.
All right, Mr. Singh, you were there in our midst since the beginning of the program, and Chile's ambassador, Mr. Yuan, has told about the enhancing cooperation between India and Chile, and he is representing the government of Chile. But you, being an entrepreneur, how do you feel Chile as a country is promising, and how would be your contribution to enhance this cooperation between both the countries?
Sorry, your voice is echoing. I'm not able to get your question properly.
All right, sir.
Can you repeat?
Yes, sir. Sir, as an entrepreneur and as the chairman of this particular expo, how do you see Chile as, and what would be your contribution in enhancing the trade between both the countries, sir?
Well,
yeah, please.
as you mentioned, India and Chile, in terms of geography, are at opposite sides. But if we talk of business, if we talk of culture, I think India and Chile are the closest partners.
Okay.
So despite the distance, we feel that the commonality, especially in terms of thinking culture, is widespread. And this I have personally experienced during a lot of events that have happened, where the Chilean delegation participated, Indian delegation participated. And in fact, that set the foundation for us to work more closely with Chilean companies. And we really look forward for having very close cooperation in various vertical. You know, if you study the Chilean market, you see the economy. The commonality is agriculture. India is such a large country where we have seen a lot of our agri-tech companies have brought many good changes, enhancing the yield. So such solutions, we are closely working with Chilean companies, that how do we bring those solutions to the Chilean industry, Chilean market, so that our companies, Chilean agriculture economy, we together can grow. A lot of our Indian companies have already started projects on the IT/ITS sector in Chile. We are looking at Chile as a partner country, where we don't see Chile as a customer. It's not a buyer and seller relationship. It is a relationship which we see can further be cultivated if we take the companies from that part of the world as partner companies. And this is what we are doing in IndiaSoft. This is what being done by the various chambers in Chile. And we remain in close touch with them. We are seeing that growth in terms of number is also witnessing the strong bonding, strong relationship that we are working on.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Narula. Mr. Gurmeet Singh.
If you
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, please.
If you just allow me, what Mr. Sandeep added, I would like to add here, we in the ESC recognizes the strategic importance of Chile in the Latin American region. And as a result, the Council has set up an operational office in Chile to facilitate connections between Indian and Latin American technology business. And just to add here, Chile's ICT market is on a growth trajectory with an expected annual increase of 9.3% over the next 5 years.
Okay.
And this surge is driven by a focus on digital technologies like cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and robotics.
Okay.
And the Chilean companies are heavily investing in hardware and software services, and thus making it an attractive destination for Indian IT entrepreneurs. So that's why the focus is there. And the ESC office in Chile, it is not only serves as a gateway to the Chilean market, but also extends its services to other significant Latin American markets, including Brazil, Colombia, and Mexico. And these markets have witnessed, technology startups accounting for more than 40% of mergers and acquisition activities. So this is, how Chile and the whole of Latin America, is important for Indian IT industry. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Singh, as you have mentioned about the coordination between two countries, I got recollected just few minutes back that India is very much associated with Latin America in the prehistoric times, and the vegetables what we are eating today, predominantly chili and tomato, are originated in Latin America. So India and Latin America are very much closely united in prehistoric times, but during the course of the time, the gap has increased. So what's your contribution in decreasing the gap, sir? As you have anticipated so many collaborations in the business, and you have mentioned so many things also, what's your anticipation in decreasing the gap?
See, basically, we have a lot of similarities between India and Latin America, and in particular Chile. If you see if you've been to there, you will see the similar kind of warmness in the relationships, the kind of lifestyles.
Okay.
I would say, sorry.
Yes, sir, please continue.
Yeah. So if you observe the people there, the businesses there, the trend is that they are more friendly. The culture, the economies are quite stable. They have a very stable governments, very stable economies, and very high similarities like India. So if you've been there, you will find people are more receptive to work together, to cooperate together, and they want to work with Indian companies. So this is one positive area which is encouraging the trade and cooperation between India and Latin America, and in particular Republic of Chile. So the Indian government, they started a project way back, almost I think a decade back, when which was called as a Focus Latin America, under which special attention was given, and I think there is a quite positive results of this initiative by the Department of Commerce, and more companies from India have started looking at Latin America companies, traveling there, experiencing the life, culture, and the business, and which has really got a very positive impact on our trade and cooperation, particularly in the technologies where again we don't have even the language barrier.
Okay.
So this is a very welcome and positive step.
All right, sir. Mr. Yuvan Anglo, thank you, sir. Sir, one doubt I'm having that Europe, if we take you have a European Union, and Africa, if you take African Union, and Asian countries have a group called ASEAN, and they are represented themselves in different global platforms. And recently in G20, European Union is already a group, and African Union has already joined. But this is something that is missing in the Latin American group. How do you think this can be improved, or do you have, as being a Chilean, is there any particular group that can be merged in different countries, or how are you, what measures are you taking to develop South America as a group to participate in the global platforms?
Yes, I could say that our region, Latin America and the Caribbean, is a huge region. We are 33 countries, and we share common past, we share culture, religion, languages in some cases, where Spanish and Portuguese are the two most important region, being Brazil, one continent, also with a huge population. But yes, the structure of the continent in the general terms, on the political side, we have what we call the CELAC, the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, and this organization is it's an institution that has been working for some years, but it has no the same institutionality as, for instance, the African Union or the European Union. There is no, the countries have the presidency of the group, acts more as a coordinators than in the name of the group. There is no, for instance, a secretariat, or there is no physical institutionality that you can find in Brussels or in Addis Ababa, in the case in Brussels for the European Union, or in Ethiopia for the case of the African Union. So what we do have in the region are groupings of countries that have looked for similar interests. I would say Mercosur, I would say SICA for the Central American countries, I would say CARICOM for the Group of the Caribbean, and the Pacific Alliance for the countries that are grouped in the group which Chile belongs. Pacific Alliance is a member grouping of Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru, and it is a particularity in this is that it is not a politically based group, but it is more a commercial and economic alliance between like-minded countries. When I say like-minded countries, it is countries that have preferential trade agreements, free trade agreements between themselves. The idea is to increase the markets of these countries, having a similar policy, and to go for better using the scales that this group will give. The alliance has been a success. We have only four member countries, but 63 observers states, including India. India will be also an observer state, and
Okay.
many things have been done in the grouping. In 2021, for instance, the group of countries signed an agreement, a free trade agreement with Singapore, and we are also now in negotiations with South Korea, with Australia, with Canada, and with New Zealand. You can see all these countries are like-minded countries and open economies, and the relevance of the Pacific Alliance has been growing every year since the inception, 10 years or more like that years ago. And just to give you some numbers, the alliance has a population approximately of 230 million people, but the GDP per capita of those people is 21,000 US dollars. That is a purchasing power parity. Um, 15 plus million tourists and 800 billion in goods in exports, and also around 850 million in imports. So it is a huge market. These four countries, and I think that my panelist was saying. It is important to see strategically these groupings of countries, what they have to offer, and what they can give to Indian consumers, Indian entrepreneurs. Areas like tourism, creative economy, for instance, invest in promotion, all the ITC sector, all these areas are opportunities within the Pacific Alliance, and also for countries that are not belonging to the Pacific Alliance.
Okay.
On the political side, I would say that the continent has the unity that other continents have shown so far. And in fact, the European Union is very particular, because you mentioned as an example. In fact, they have given some sovereignty of its states, and they have common policies. And we are not yet on that state of integration.
Yes, sir. I hope this particular gap would be decreasing and you would be forming a strong union in future. Sir, personal question I would like to ask you regarding Chile. Chile map, whenever we see geography, a huge coastline, but a huge difference between northern part and the southern part. So, as a country, this is my personal question. So, as a country, is it advantageous to you, or challenging to you?
Oh, well, the geography of my country is very particular. We are the thinnest and longest country in the world, more or less 30 times longer than thin. So it is it's a pencil. If you see it, the country is a pencil. But it's interesting situated in the south of South America. It's the only country in the region, in all South America, that can say that it has a three-continental presence. We are in Antarctica, in America, of course, but also in Oceania, in the Asia-Pacific area. It's a three-continental perspective. And the geography, being so long, we have all climates in the world except the tropical climate. So that gives us a lot of variety in our food production. We have a subtropical, Mediterranean, south. So a lot of products are there. The geography also gives us the Andes range of mountains, but this Andes range of mountains is rich in mineral resources. We have copper, molybdenum, several minerals, but also lithium, which is also there in the Altiplano, in our range of mountains, the Andes. Forestry, the seasonal fruits that are given by the length of the country. So you have different regions of production. The winemaking, Chile is one of the countries, but is the created to be a producer of high quality wines. And also because we have the humboldt current, the Pacific, very cold, so we have a lot of fish products coming from the sea. It's very rich. So yes, the geography is sometimes a little strange, but we have had a lot of good things coming with that. And we are also taking care of this advantage of this form, creating digital, for instance, digital highways, lines that connect north and south of the country, and every part in the country is connected by them. We don't have this problem of some other countries in the different formats that they need to create a huge network. In our case, it's north-south, which traces from going to east from east to west. The digitalization of the country is facilitated, if you like, for this. And some other thing also is that in between, inside the country, there is no range of mountains, no big problems to cross. So the communications inside the country is easier than with some other countries in the world. And just to finalize of this, our location protected, naturally protected. The Andes, the range of mountains, the ocean, glaciers in the south, and the desert in the north, protect us from many diseases. So all our agro industry has been developing with no need of too much of fertilizers or insecticides or this kind of products, because it's naturally protected. In the case of wine, for instance, I would mention that Chile is one of the only country, or one of the only countries, not to be affected by the phylloxera crisis in the 19th century that destroyed a lot of vineyards in Europe and also in some other parts of the world. The phylloxera did not reach Chile, so the producers were able to produce without grifting the vineyards. So in the agro industry, our form, like our position, has been more beneficial. Of course, we are far from main distribution centers. Yes, it's a reality, but we are also taking advantage of what our position is.
Thank you, Mr. Anglo. You have given a very detailed information about your country, and if any one entrepreneur also comes with your information provided, and if he improves the cooperation, then I sincerely feel that this particular program is a huge success. What do you say, Mr. Gurmeet Singh, about Mr. Anglo has described his country's geography, advantages, and so many things. What is your prospect, sir, in enhancing the cooperation between both the countries? Mr. Singh. Yeah, Mr. Singh, am I audible to you? All right, Mr. Narula, if you could hear me, tell me about your point of view, sir. Mr. Narula, am I audible to you?
Yeah, you can repeat your question, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Anglo has in detail explained about the country's geography and advantages, and in detail he has explained, sir. What are your prospects in developing and enhancing the cooperation between two countries? I would like to add, because earlier we were discussing about one sector, electronics, communication, and agriculture, but Mr. Anglo just now has in detail explained about his country's advantages in so many other fields. How are you going to enhance in the other sectors, sir?
Today you always hear something that we are trying to save our environment, global warming, and batteries are playing very important role in that. And for making battery, lithium is one of the precious input this is one area where we have already started cooperating because Chile has got enormous amount of lithium.
Okay.
But apart from ITS, we are seeing a lot of cooperation in terms of agricultural products in lithium I just mentioned. And then we are also seeing minerals as one of the important trade that will enhance the bilateral trade between India and Chile. Then we are exploring possibilities of how do we penetrate the entire Latin America market using Chile as our springboard. So that is one area we need to work closely, and we are on the right track because our relationship, our friendship is getting very stronger, and that will create the right launch pad for us in branching out to various countries in that region out of Chile. So we are very hopeful, we are very positive, and especially with the Excellency playing very important role in India on behalf of Chile, and our government's close cooperation between with the Chilean government. I believe we are on the right track, we are on the safe hand. We will be doing really fantastic in days to come.
Thank you, Mr. Narula. Mr. Singh, am I audible to you now? Mr. Singh, there is a problem with. Yeah, Mr. Singh, thank you, sir. Thank you for getting that. Sir, as the same question, I was asking about the mutual cooperation, and Mr. Narula has explained enough about it. And final question to you, Mr. Singh, is what are your anticipation from the government or even any state governments to India Soft Expo, because this is going to be a special edition, Jubilee Expo next year. How are you? What are your anticipations from the respective state governments also, sir?
If I take your question correctly, we are making sure that the benefits that the event generated is equally distributed amongst with the participation of state governments, and we are in touch with various state governments to promote their presence and to reach out to the participating companies, the buyers who will be joining us at this India Soft, along with a major presence of their technology players at this important platform. And the states governments like Telangana, like Chennai, Madhya Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, even the Bihar state, they have all have confirmed, and I'm looking at some few more to join us. Along with, it's just not as a state government participation, but we are looking at their industry is participating through their state pavilions. So it is increasing every edition, and we looking forward to how we can share our success with our states as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, and thanks a lot, especially Mr. Ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Juan Angelo, Ambassador of Chile, for coming to this program and explaining about the possibilities and enhancing the trade between both the countries. And Mr. Narula, very happy to have you, and this is our second meeting, sir, and I'm equally very much happy in interviewing you. And Mr. Singh, I'm wishing you a very all the best in conducting in making this particular Jubilee event of India Expo next year. And thank you very much, all the three panelists. I am feeling very much fortunate to have you all together. Thank you very much, sir. And as I told you that even if any one company also comes after watching this particular program, we feel this particular program is a huge success, and any company or any country will be seeing their business prospects and to be increasing day by day. This is Sandeep presenting to you about the India Soft, and thank you all for watching this special program. Keep watching CVR News English.